Hi there, beautiful souls. Namaste. Welcome. My name is Sadhana. I am an intuitive reader and healer. And the last couple of years, I've been doing tarot card of the year readings, focusing on the energy of your tarot card for this year and what you might expect or what might be in your highest interest to focus on as you step forward in 2022. And this particular reading is for the Hermit. And just let me bring that card into focus. One second here. I am using Tarot of the Sacred Bee. This year is a 2022 year. So I'm going to be just starting your reading with a reflection on what it might mean, how the Hermit might be in a number 6 year, in a lover's year. And as I was sitting here waiting to go live for this reading, I'm thinking that maybe the Hermit is on a path moving home to self. Thank you, Janet. Lovely to have you here again. The Hermit is a journey. The Hermit is a part of one's life, or a year of one's life, where it's okay to take the road less traveled. This is a contemplative year where we are on a road, back to a complete and whole self. And that just seems really attractive to me. What might be a problem is that if this is your card for the year and you are in a place where you are passionately looking for a relationship, or um, you're in a relationship where the partners are moving in separate directions, this might be a hard card to see. But what I'm feeling here is that this doesn't necessarily have to happen with separation or divorce. This can happen with self if you have the strength and if you have the ability to create sufficient boundaries, self-respect, self-discipline, and the kind of a partner who wants you to become more whole, the kind of partner who wants you to grow and develop on your soul journey. So this feels kind of beautiful to me. Yeah. So let's draw your Wands card for 2022. If you haven't been following along, I have separated the deck, which is Tarot of the Sacred Bee, or the Journey of the Sacred Bee. And this particular spread, each of the suits are separated. So we're focusing on the Hermit card with the influence of the Lovers. And then we'll pull one card from each suit. Okay. And your card is so interesting in this. So we have the influence of Aries here. The keyword is dominion. So this is 2 of Wands. I want to say that next to the Hermit card. And if this were me, I would want to travel abroad. I would want to look out into the big wide world and to perhaps step further than I've ever stepped before. Now, you can take that metaphorically, you can take that geographically, you can take that any way you want. But as I'm looking at the red in the background, there's some passion that you have had for some time about where you might go, what you might do. I mean, for me, if this was my card, I'm thinking, okay, El Camino. El Camino has been on my bucket list for such a long time. Why haven't I done that? And so this is the kind of energy that I'm feeling. Emotionally, Let's look at what's below that emotionally or subconsciously. What is deep within your waters? How might your emotional intelligence balance this passionate need? Also, we're looking at a 2 here. This is going to be, I almost feel like I don't even need to pull more cards for you. This is a journey about understanding what it means to come home to yourself. What it means. Yeah. Have a look at the spread that I did last night on my channel for the first day of Kwanzaa. It might really speak volumes to you, and you might want to do that for yourself as well too. So your emotional one, again, we have 8 of Cups energy. And the key word in this deck is renounce. So there truly is a sense of going forward. There's a sense of challenge as well too. Challenge in that you can climb the mountain. You can take on more than you think you can. It is possible. It is possible. And so both emotionally and passionately, you're being called to step in a new direction. You're being called to take on something that might feel a little overwhelming. Okay. I've shuffled and cut the swords, but I actually want to pull the discs first. So what foundation might you be moving from? If we look at the suit of Earth as a suit of integration, one of your strengths, the Hermit is also associated with Virgo, with the element of Earth. So this is an element with which the Hermit is comfortable. So I'm going to say that this is a card that you can lean on for support this year. Okay. It's the 5. The 5. What does this mean? This makes perfect sense in a Hermit year. Because as we go out, as we begin these soul journeys, pilgrimages, whatever form it takes on, there's a sense of, I'm going to say, loss that is involved. We can't take everything with us. There are choices to be made. And in moving forward, there are some difficult choices. Lover's card, choices. And so to step across the bridge of the 5 to the 6, you won't be able to take everything with you. And part of the process is finding the beauty in that. You're being called. This feels very strongly like a reading of being called. You're being called to a higher purpose. You're being called in a new direction. Of course, this could be something completely mundane. I mean, you could be called to, I don't know, a new office, right? A new branch office of wherever you work. But, oh, that's great, Irene. But there'll be, besides loss, you can't take everything with you. We need to see the individual trees in the forest. We need to find the gift in this. There is always light in the 5 of discs. There's a light in the chapel. There's a fire in the distance. And so this is partially about keeping your focus on the light. Okay, what about your voice? What about your thoughts? Interference. Perhaps part of the reason that this journey, this new direction is so important is because you need to find the peace of mind. And there may have been a lot of external influences that have muddied your thoughts. Maybe you have even found yourself saying things that you don't mean, or that don't sound like you. And so what I see in the energy of 8 is always the lemniscate, the opportunity to rise above, to rise up, to level up. It's the new level in the game. And in that process, we do have to release something. We do need to let go of something. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to pull an oracle card for each of the suits. I pulled the one for the cups, so we may as well do that first. So emotionally, subconsciously, what do we need to know about this 8 of Cups card over on the bottom left? And how can we better understand what this mountain we need to climb? What does it represent? What does it look like? Perhaps what pattern are we uncovering? This is a fiery card. This is the card of innovation. All right, so I just had a interesting little download here. You have had something on the back burner for far too long. And I don't know whether your partner, your parent, your school teacher way back when said something to you to the effect of, well, you can't make money from that, or that's not a career that will make you happy for the rest of your life. Or I don't know, it feels like this journey to fulfillment, this journey to awakening it's something that was squashed way back when. Something that was squashed way back when. And I love that Irene noticed the 2 8s. And so if you think about this energy, right? There is so much power in the 8. It's excelling. It's pushing. Pushing feels like a physical thing. It's very, very uplifting. Very, very uplifting. So the 2 of Wands card. Let's see if we can find some clarity on direction. Which way to go. Go left, go right. Okay, this is actually quite funny, haha. So the card is obstacle. Do you know the energy of Ganesha? Ganesha is the demigod elephant, part human, part son of Parvati and Shiva. And one of the roles of Ganesh is to place obstacles in our way. Now, sometimes these obstacles are placed to make us go in a new direction. So I want you to pay attention to where you feel frustration at something blocking your way, because that frustration is a message that you turned the wrong corner. So really pay attention to obstacles. They are there for a higher purpose. I love this. I love this lesson. This is such an important lesson. If we can get this lesson, it means that we will never be riled up again in traffic. We will always laugh when something gets in our way and we feel like we have control. We have control of everything. And so that's really kind of beautiful. This is where we get to the fork in the road and we want to go right, but it's too darn muddy. Right? Do we go through the mud? Is the mud there to teach us a lesson? Are we supposed to learn how to navigate the mud? Or do we take the other path? And these are all questions that you will need to ask yourself when you get to that particular obstacle. So the 5 of discs down here. Okay, so in this particular soul tree, we have a card of, there's a few cards in this deck to me that look like the nervous system. They look like the nervous system on some kind of a trip. And to me, this feels like adrenal fatigue. So we need to be very careful about how we respond to things. And I choose the word respond. If we can learn not to react and rather to respond, then this journey, this soul journey of 2022 will be a lot easier. So you have great, great passions. And it's funny that we have passion next to the chapel, isn't that? Doesn't that feel like something? And I wonder if there is something about Easter or, I mean, never dismiss any of these associations. But when you feel yourself getting riled up, just be cautious about how you react. And instead of reacting, choose to respond. Okay, glad you like that, Janet. And Hermit people, your last card for tonight. So, what do we need to know about this interference card? These 8 swords, but also there's a real beauty and power in the 8s that are diagonally across each other in the reading. Remember, this is about a journey home. This is a journey to peace. This is a journey about finding yourself. This feels to me like a bit of a path that you are on this year. So enjoy the process, enjoy the journey, every single step of the way. Love it. Love it. You can't make this stuff up. So the Oracle card supporting the 8. And also we have another mountain here. Look at the mountains. I mean, in the background. I would love this. I would really like it if this reading was for me. This would give me permission to go and like do my Camino trip. Surrender. Surrender. What does surrender mean in relation to a busy monkey mind? What does that mean? It means meditate. It means walk contemplatively. You know, surrender means to let go of egoic ways of being so that we can become a lot quieter and a lot more peaceful. And isn't that what it means to be on a hermit in a hermit year? It is possible to do this with a partner. But like I said at the beginning, you need to have the self-discipline to create personal boundaries. And I'll tell you one little story before I sign off. So I was following a Camino journey of a friend of mine who did it this year, the Portugal route. And the partner, the girlfriend that she went with, twisted her ankle really badly I think a week into their trip. And so she had to do a great portion of the journey on her own. And to tell you the truth, this was like a perfect scenario because one of the things she wrote about in her blog was that her biggest recommendation to anybody, if they were going to do this trip, was to do part of it alone and part of it with a friend. Because the last thing you want to be doing on a soul journey is nattering to somebody the whole way. This does not allow you to go in, right? You don't hear the birds, the bees, the fairies in the bush beside you. You don't. It's a completely different experience. And I know this from personal journeys myself. The greatest adventures I have been on my own. Yeah. So beautiful reading for the hermit. Take that, run with it, take a screenshot of it, journal about it, enjoy it, because it's going to be an amazing, amazing year. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I will be back in a little bit with the wheel reading, but in between, I am going to do day 2 of Kwanzaa, and that will be at the top of the hour. Okay, so everything, all the thumbnails are up or coming up on my page. So if you go to my home page, you can see the schedule for today. You're so welcome, Samara. You're welcome, Irene. All right, blessings, everybody. Hope to see you soon. Namaste.